Thanks for staying with us here on Sports Live. We can officially confirm that France are now the champions of the Rugby Sevens. They've dethroned the former undisputed kings, Fiji, who have won the last two Olympics, who've won every Olympic tournament since it was introduced in 2016. France have won 28-7, much to the delight of their fans who've packed the Stade de France. We continue talking Olympics, and with the Olympics now underway after that spectacular ceremony in a rain-soaked ceremony, we take a look at what we can expect now from some of our stars, our triathletes. Henri Schoeman, Jamie Riddle and Vicky van der Merwe will compete on Tuesday as well as on Wednesday. And joining us now is seven-time triathlon world champion Conrad Stoltz to tell us about our triathletes prospect and also the Xterra local cross triathlon event, which takes place in the Cradle of Humankind in Johannesburg later this year. And there he is. Good evening, Conrad from us on Sports Live. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. Have you got Olympic fever just like all of us?
Yo, I've just watched the rugby. It is incredible. South Africa got the bronze in the rugby, which was fantastic. And also, j'aime bien la France. J'habitais en France pendant longtemps, so I really enjoyed also watching the French team with Dupont bringing big match temperament and just showing how a player can impact the game. It was really like I had to close the door because the kids and the family was going crazy for the rugby.
And where does that French come from, Conrad? Where do those roots come from?
When I finished high school, I moved to France and I lived there for 6 years racing triathlon. That's where my professional triathlon career started, in the south of France. So I feel myself a little bit French.
Okay, wonderful. We've got our first medal now. Well, let's look at our triathletes. I was at the Rio Games in 2016 in Brazil when Henri Schoeman got a bronze there. Didn't do well in Tokyo. How do you see his chances this time around?
Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Henri Schoeman. He really showed us his big match temperament in Rio. He wasn't really a medal hopeful.
Yeah.
It was more Richard Murray we thought was going to win the medal. Richard finished fourth and Henri just blew everyone away by getting the bronze medal behind the two Brownlee brothers who absolutely dominated the sport for 10 years. So I'm really excited for Henri Schoeman. He's such an interesting guy. He's funny. He's got a great sense of humor. And he's such a very gutsy performer. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about Henri. He's got big match temperament. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Does he have a chance to get on the podium?
I think so. He's got the bronze already, so it would be amazing. The Olympics is very different, and that's also how I experienced my Olympics. Is you've got the races all through the years, World Cups and World Champs and qualifying races and so on, but the Olympics is very special and it's very different, and it's not your typical athlete that typically wins or performs at the Olympic Games. It's very often that you get the odd or the dark horse coming through in the Olympic Games because it's so much pressure. It's only every 4 years. It's such a big event. Everything is so different from your typical World Championships or your typical World Cup event that often you get surprises. So we'd be amazed to have a South African surprise in the triathlon.
Yeah, we've got a youngster in Jamie Riddle. How do you think he should be approaching these games? Is he going for experience? Is he going to try and put himself in the hunt? Also, can he surprise?
Jamie's been around for a number of years and he's really proved himself and worked himself up in the ranks. He's a really strong swimmer, which is fantastic in the Olympic triathlon because you really have to swim with the leaders to be able to benefit on the bike, to work in the pack together on the cycling, to put you in the hunt for a good run split. So Jamie is a good runner, a good swimmer. That's the stuff you need to perform at this Olympics, and the Paris course works really well for him, so it'd be amazing to have really good triathlon performances to put South Africa, not to put us on the map. I think we're on the map already because we've been so good in triathlon across many disciplines. It'd be really cool for our guys to get a great job done.
Yeah, and Vicky van der Merwe goes into the games as an African a champion. How do you see her chances, and also where are her strong points?
Vicky, I haven't really seen her results so much this building up into the Olympics. I know she qualified really well, and she had a baby, I think 2 years ago, and it's amazing to watch her come back from becoming a mother and stepping into be a professional athlete. She really, because we live in Stellenbosch in the same town, I see her running around. And she's really fit and fast and motivated. So I'm very excited for her, but I haven't really followed to see how she rates in the international standard. But like I said, the Olympics, anything is possible. Things it's one day, it's 1 hour 45 minutes. Miracles can happen. If you can dream big, you can achieve it.
Yeah, and is it a matter of getting one thing right at a time, whether it's the swimming, whether it's the cycling or the running, or is it trying to find a balance?
Yeah, it's really the triathlon. That's the magic about triathlon. It's the package. You cannot be a weak link in one thing. If once you miss the race, it's missed. It's very hard to make a comeback once you've fallen behind. So you have to be a balanced athlete, but it's also, I think, it's the person who can deal with all the stress going into the event, and also on the day, someone who can just really get the bit between the teeth and have the guts and have the tenacity to just throw down and seize the moment, to use the right tactic and to play to your strengths at the right moment.
Yeah, let's talk now about the Xterra. Conrad, very exciting news coming to the cradle of humankind. For those who are not aware, what kind of an event is it, and why did you decide to bring it this side?
Yeah, the Xterra is actually a very interesting event. I'll briefly explain it. I bumped into Xterra after my Sydney Olympics experience. The Olympic Games is such a massive event, and I had such an incredible experience. I was leading at the Olympic Games. I broke away on the bike leg, and I was leading with Oliver Marceau. The two of us led the Olympic triathlon for quite a long time. It was, for me, it was one of the highlights of my sporting career.
Wow.
But after the Olympics, I just really struggled to motivate and to get going again. And I've already had 10 years of professional racing before the Olympic Games, and I had nothing to show for it. Like, financially, I was struggling. It was hard to motivate again. So my coach at the time, Libby Barrel, she said, in 2001, you must find your passion for triathlon again. Try to find your passion. And I was reading this magazine, and I saw an off-road triathlon, Xterra, ad where this guy was running his mountain bike through a river, like knee-deep river. And it really appealed to my sense of adventure. So that's how I discovered Xterra. So Xterra is off-road triathlon. It's 1.5 kilometer swim in a dam or a river or the ocean. And then you have a mountain bike leg of about 30 kilometers, and you have a trail run of about 10 kilometers. So it's more or less the same distance as the Olympic the triathlon, but it's all off-road and all in nature. And that really captured me. And that's where I won 7 world titles, and that the sport really suited me. And that's where the caveman really came out. So I'm very excited to bring Xterra to South Africa. It's a global series. It's across 47 countries. There's a World Championships where South Africa is sending 27 athletes, of which 17 are juniors, youths to the World Championships in Italy in September. So it's really a global brand, a global event, and it's been in South Africa since 2004. So it's really well known and well supported by the South Africans. And now I'm the license holder, and I present Xterra in South Africa for the last couple of years. And we're moving to the main event is in Grabouw near Cape Town. And then we're moving, having a second event in Johannesburg in Cradle Moon in October, the 13th of October. And we're very, very excited about this event. It's Cradle of Mankind. It's some of the oldest human civilizations in the world. And it's also nature conservation. So there's zebra, and there's impala, and there's giraffe, and there's rhinoceros. It's really a fantastic venue, great trails, close to Johannesburg and Pretoria, which is our biggest market. That's where all the athletes come from. So we're just really excited to bring this event to like an African feel, where typically Xterra is either in Europe or in Asia or America, where every course is different, But this is a real African course, and I'm really proud to bring Xterra to this thing where you feel bush and Africa.
Dates confirmed. What are the dates?
It's the 13th of October.
Oh, 13th of October.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
wonderful.
You can follow us on social media, Xterra South Africa, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, we're right there. Go check it out. It's an amazing event. It's not just for the hardcore athletes. If people say, oh, you're this world champion, this must be such a hard event. But actually my passion is to bring new people to the sport and get new people to fall in love with off-road triathlon. You away from busy streets, you're in nature, it's environmentally friendly, the people are laid back and friendly. So we have kids races, we have races for beginners where the distances are much shorter and the trails are not very technical. And then we have the full-on Xterra where it's like a difficult course and you have to be fit and you can qualify to go to World Championships in Malvino, Italy. So we really try to welcome everyone to the sport.
Wonderful. We look forward to it. Hopefully, maybe we'll bring our cameras there to come and check it out. But thanks for speaking to us on SABC, Conrad. It's been a pleasure. Great insight also about the triathlon and our athletes that are in Paris.
Merci beaucoup. Allez, Afrique du Sud.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
That's the best that I can do. Conrad Stoltz, the 7-time world champion, talking to us about the triathlon as well as about the Xterra that is coming to Cradle Moon. 13th of October is the date. So mark that one if you're a triathlete in your calendar. Off-road also.